2 meters.
Social isolation.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I'm pleased to be joined by CFO Jane Fraser of the Halifax Regional Municipality, Director of Halifax Transit Dave Regie, and Assistant Chief Erica Fleck of our EMO. We're holding this session because we want to share as much information as we possibly can with both our employees and our citizens. We will continue to update as the work continues. We will tell you what we know, and if there are things that we don't know, we'll find them out. We continue to take measures in concert with federal and provincial authorities, primarily public health figures. The province will be having their update at 3 o'clock. Today we are seeing extraordinary actions from local businesses and citizens as a reaction to COVID-19. On St. Patrick's Day of all days, restaurants and bars are making difficult decisions to close down in order to support social distancing and as a reaction to slowed business. This is dramatic action, but necessary. And I know that it's not easy, but efforts are helping. The work must continue, and we have to stay diligent for the foreseeable future. On behalf of all my colleagues and councillors here at the municipality, thank you. Our emergency operations team is meeting each morning at 8:30 with senior leaders, including Erica Fleck and the CAO, Jacques Dubé. People are calling in from their homes as possible, and I will be having a conference call with my fellow councillors immediately following this meeting. And while we're here at EMO, I want you to know that we're monitoring our health indicators to be safe. Our councillors are doing their jobs, taking precautions and supporting constituents in any way that they can. We're seeing people step up to offer their support to those most dramatically impacted. It's very heartwarming to see people and organizations reach out to help. As mentioned yesterday, garbage collection will continue, but all rec facilities, including libraries, are closed. I know that this makes it difficult for families during March break, but we're hearing some great stories about the community coming together in a time of need. Sometimes difficult situations bring people together, and I've really felt that strong sense of community these past few days and weeks. As the situation continues to evolve, our team here is taking new steps. Starting tomorrow, Halifax Transit will be implementing some new protocol to help further keep our operators and our riders safe. And Transit Director Dave Regie will fill you in on those details momentarily. I know a lot of you have reached out with concerns about transit with these new changes, but I want to reassure you that they are changes in line with social distancing measures while recognizing how important transit is to so many of our citizens. To give a sense of what's happening, ridership is down approximately 40% for conventional buses, down 70% for Accessibus, and 50% for ferries. Now, this is proof that community efforts for social distancing is working, and we appreciate everybody making alternative travel arrangements or staying home. The team here has also clarified policies around municipal employee compensation as some working conditions change in response to COVID-19. We will take every step possible to support our workers, including our part-time and casual workers. CFO Jane Fraser is here to discuss those details. I want to express my deepest appreciation to all those who are putting people's health first and foremost. Public health officials and many others who are working hard to allow life to continue in these not normal times. Thank you to the team here at the municipality, Erica Fleck, Jacques Dubé, the people here with me today, and others who I have the pleasure to work with on a daily basis. Thank you to the citizens of HRM who are recognizing the serious nature of COVID-19, but stepping up to help each other in their time of need. I know I speak for Deputy Mayor Lisa Blackburn, who was with us this morning, when I say how impressed I am with their professionalism and their leadership. As mayor, I'm proud of our community and I'm proud of our team. I'm now going to pass it over to our CFO, Jane Fraser, on behalf of CAO Jacques Dubé, to speak about some of the operational issues. Jane?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I'm here on behalf of CAO Jacques Dubé. He's home today with a slight head cold. I want to assure you that it's totally unrelated to COVID-19, but we are all taking precautions. So this is an ever-changing time for our organization. As a message to all employees, payroll is continuing as normal, so part-time employees, casual employees, term employees will be paid according to the schedule that they were on for the last 2 weeks. So people will continue to be paid. We are also continuing to process payments for vendors. It's important that there is no delay in providing payment to our suppliers. Our human resources and finance teams are actively working with each business unit to review unique staffing and scheduling situations. Employees are being asked to reach out to their direct manager or supervisor if they have any questions about next steps or any supports that they may require. Business units are continuing to update their business continuity plans on a regular basis to ensure that we are responding to the rapidly developing situation in the most effective way. We will continue to be transparent with additional information as this situation evolves. All information on organizational impacts and other employee information is now being shared publicly on our employee hub. A link to this can be found on halifax.ca/coronavirus. Again, I want to thank all municipal employees at every level for their cooperation and patience as this situation evolves. We will continue to be transparent and provide updates as they become available. Thank you. Dave?
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Regan, the Director of Halifax Transit. First of all, I want to extend a sincere thank you to residents, transit operators, and staff for their continued cooperation as we evolve our services to keep our community safe. Beginning tomorrow, March 18th, Halifax Transit passengers will be asked to use the rear doors for boarding and exiting on our buses. For those who require the use of the front ramp for accessibility, the front door will continue to be used. There'll be no change there. Regular boarding procedures will continue for our ferry service. Also, to support the municipality's commitment to exercising safe social distancing, Halifax Transit will suspend all fare collection on bus and ferry services as of tomorrow, Wednesday, March 18th, at the beginning of the service day. It's important to point out that these changes in fare collection are in response to keeping the community safe from the spread of COVID-19 and are not intended to encourage increased use of the transit service. In addition to the change in fare collection, Halifax Transit has already taken a number of measures to help reduce the spread of the disease, including an increased frequency in wipe-downs of high-touch services, limiting passengers on buses to seated capacity of the bus only, limiting the number of ferry passengers to 150 people per trip. I would add we are aware of the recent announcement by the Prime Minister on limiting gatherings to less than 50 people and are currently reviewing how that will impact transit operations. Our data indicates that ridership is down approximately 40% on the conventional bus service, 50% on ferry, and 70% on the Accessa bus service. These numbers clearly reflect the important efforts of our residents to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19, and we do appreciate them. At this time, transit services will continue to operate on regular schedule. However, given the rapidly evolving situation, we will continue to adapt as necessary. I would add, especially with the elimination of fare collection, riders are asked to stay on buses and ferries for the duration of their trip only, and please do not loiter on the vehicles. And as a reminder, residents and visitors who are feeling ill are asked to avoid using all transit services until their health has returned to normal. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Emergency Operations Centre remains in constant conversation with our provincial and federal partners, and I would like to thank them for maintaining our close working relationship and to share all of the important information at this time. We will continue, as the Mayor said, to have our daily meetings with our senior leadership team, including the CAO and the Mayor, to address all of our risks, alter our plans, and recommend any changes to our leadership on how we operate as an organization while continuing to reduce the risk to our employees and our citizens. Our main focus here is to limit the spread of the virus for both our employees and our residents. We continue to take the recommendations from my counterparts in the Emergency Management Organization from across Canada and the world. We thank you in advance for your help and support during all of these tenuous times. It is clear that preventative measures such as social distancing and good hygiene practices such as washing hands is still effective in reducing the spread, as the message continues from Dr. Strang, and we want to reiterate that to everyone. We'd like to thank the residents for your cooperation during these challenging times and adjusting your lives to the ongoing situation. The situation is still very serious, and we're asking everyone to remain diligent in the recommendations from our health officials. Your health and safety remains our #1 top priority. Please make sure that the health and safety of others is your top priority by checking on your neighbors and others that may be vulnerable. We're all in this together, and together we will get through it. Thank you.
Any questions for the Mayor? Questions for transit. We can start with that. You had mentioned that eliminating fares is not designed to increase ridership. The ridership has actually gone down, you mentioned there. Why? What is the reason? What's the logic behind getting rid of fares?
Sure. So what it comes down to is by implementing all boarding at the rear door, we're attempting to increase that social separation between the bus operators and the passengers. So when people go to the back door, we don't want them then going up to the front door to drop cash into the fare box or anything like that. So it's really about maintaining that separation.
You mentioned that transit service right now is going to stay, business as usual sort of thing. Any idea what sort of changes might happen in the future if perhaps ridership goes up? Anything like that you're looking at this point?
Yeah, so we're certainly not seeing ridership go up, and I wouldn't expect we're going to see ridership go up anytime in the near future. We do have different levels of service reductions we can do as part of our business continuity planning, so we'll be looking at that in the coming days in terms of where we go next.
Is there any update at City Hall? What's the status there? Because I know you had gone into a bit of isolation. Maybe you could just give us an update on how things are at City Hall right now.
So just about everybody is working from home at City Hall itself. The entire Mayor's office is working from home. We have the technology to be able to do that, to manage the Mayor's schedule, the correspondence, and to maintain contact with our constituents. Everybody at City Hall has been encouraged as much as possible to work away from the office, and my understanding is that is what's happening.
Okay. I know in New Brunswick the legislature is in right now. We kind of all agreed to have fewer MLAs in the House for their sitting. Any talk of something like that with Council?
Next week's Council meeting has been postponed. We're going to look at options, whether we need to bring everybody together in a normal council setting, and if we did, whether we would allow visitors to come to City Hall. As people will know, the way that we do our business as a municipality is very open and transparent. We discuss things in the open. So, we do intend to continue with council meetings. There are some issues of what we're allowed and not allowed to do under the legislation that the city operates under, mainly the Charter and the Municipal Government Act. And if we need to use technology to meet, there's options for us to use technology. But for now, we have a little bit of latitude. The work that was on the council agenda for next week, we think, is manageable through other ways. There will be issues. Jane spoke about business continuity and making sure that we pay vendors and partners, and we recognize how important that is, particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises and HRM. So we want to make sure that we're not hamstrung with our inability to support vendors and other partners. And we're looking at all of those things, and we'll let people know what we intend to do with council meetings. I'd like to thank everybody, and just like to say this is not the St. Patrick's Day we all envisioned. But as one of Halifax's very prominent business people and bar owners said to me this morning, it's tough, but we'll be back. And that goes for all of us. Thank you.